Hey, how you doing? This is Donnie Fumage of the Donnie Fumage Show. Today we're going to talk about the Mandela Effect. For those that don't understand what the Mandela Effect is, roughly back in 2010, there was a shared false memory phenomenon which was dubbed the Mandela Effect by paranormal consultant Fiona Broom. In reference to her false memory of the death of the South African leader Nelson Mandela in the 1980s. He actually died in December 2013, which she claimed was shared by perhaps thousands of other people. Right? A lot of people had the memory of Mandela dying in prison. But nah, this motherfucker, he'd been roaming around for decades, and he died in 2013. Go figure. So yeah, this is the Mandela Effect, right? It's when you have these people call them false memories, but are they false? Right? Don't we, we could have these real memories and, something might have happened to the space-time continuum, right? So, another thing of that is, people remember Shazam. You remember Shazam, the old TV show? Well, people remember Sinbad as the genie. Sinbad, the comedian / actor, he said he was never in Sinbad. He had no part of Sinbad. But yet, there's thousands of people that remember him as the genie in Sinbad. In Shazam. So these are the things that, the Mandela Effect really just affect. So here's another one, right? You've all seen these on the internet, the countless Mandela Effect effects that take place, one being Kit Kat. Currently, there's no dash in between the kid or the cat. I distinctly remember when I was younger, there was a dash in between the kit and the cat. I'd go get break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar, and there was dashes. I know there was dash. But now there's no dash, and they said there never was a dash. What the hell kind of fucking fugazi shit is that? I know there was a dash in that Kit Kat. Now you're telling me there was no dash? And there was thousands of other people that agree with me. They know they saw the dash, right? Another thing that was a little more, I know for a fact this happened. I confirmed with my old man. One day, back, I would say in the early 90s, my old man and I are sitting in the living room. We're watching TV. And on come the news, it says, actor Sam Elliott has passed away. Now, you all know Sam Elliott. He was the one in Tombstone, the older brother. He was in Roadhouse. Fine actor. Just amazing. And I really admired his acting, and so did my father. So when, they said he passed away, it was like, oh, no, really? Oh, that's a shame, So this motherfucker starts acting 3 years later again. Where did he come from? Where the fuck did this fucking zombie come from? I'm like, holy shit. I know for a fact. During when we were sitting on the couch, my father and I both heard the news story that Sam Elliott had passed away. Where the fuck did he come from, right? So, Mandela Effect, in effect. Another Mandela Effect is Jif. Jif peanut butter, the creamy peanut butter in the 16-ounce jar, Jif. Well, people swear that there was a Jiffy peanut butter back in the day, but we speculate that they're combining Jif with its competitor Skippy. That's kind of like, I can kind of see that, right? There's only Skippy in my house. I never buy that Jif shit, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. But, people say they see Jif, but they swear they saw Jiffy on the bottle. But, that is another Mandela Effect. They don't know if it's Jif or Jiffy or whatever, right? The other one is Looney Tunes, right? Everybody's familiar with the cartoons back on Sunday. We'd get all crazy and watch these fucking Looney Tunes before or after coming back from Sunday service. Looney Tunes, people remember it being spelled as Looney Tunes, Toons. right? Not Looney fucking Tunes as let me play a fucking flute, okay? So yeah, nobody in their right mind would think that it's tunes. It wasn't a musical, okay? It was not a musical. It was Looney Tunes, as in cartoons. So why is there tunes there now? So I mean, me personally, I remember the Toons spelling of Looney Tunes with that fucking wascally wabbit, right? So, that again, another Mandela Effect. The other one, right, this one is a little more popular. You might remember this one. It floats around the internet sometimes. It's called the Berenstain Bears, right? Berenstain Bears didn't exist. It's the Berenstain Bears. Berenstain Bears. The dude was a Jew that wrote this. Come on, his name was Berenstain Bears, right? But now they're trying to change it to Berenstain. It doesn't make any sense to me. I remember the Stein, right? Not the Stain. It was Berenstain, not Berenstain, like a shit stain. Come on. The other one, and this one's got me a little perplexed. Okay, people think that Curious George had a tail. I remember the monkey not having a tail. Now, does that make sense? No monkeys have tails. But I am 100% positive. I had this book, I remember as clear as day. It's when the dude in the yellow hat was pissed off because, fucking George spilt like ink all over the fucking place. And I remember this thing not having a tail, right? And which he doesn't have a tail today. However, there are numerous people out there that believe that this little rat bastard of a monkey had a tail that spilt all that ink. They will swear that they saw a tail on this monkey. Now, maybe it's like a psychosomatic or whatever the hell you want to call it, because, you think a monkey has to have a tail, but obviously it doesn't. In the books of today, Curious George does not have a tail, right? So now we're coming to a little bit of modern day, right? Sex in the City. You guys remember this? Remember the Sex in the City? The 4 women that were having sex in the city all the time? All right, so Sex in the City. That is how I remember it. It's probably how 99% of the living world remember it. But now, when you look up Sex in the City, there is no sex in the city. It's abstinent. It's Sex and the City. Okay? It's Sex and the City. I don't know. There's no sex and the city. They were all living in the fucking city. They were having sex. They were fornicating. Okay? So that's another one that I would say the majority of us remember Sex in the City. Okay, here's another one. Febreze. Now, the way I remember it's being spelled is Febreeze. No, that's incorrect. Today, the name is Febreze. I don't remember that spelling. I don't. I went to the supermarket the other day. I figured, let me get some freshen up during this COVID. Freshen up the house because I got no goddamn wipes. And, I'm looking for the Febreze because I got a dog. And I'm like, when the fuck did this spelling? So, of course, I take a little look around the internet, Mandela, because I'm familiar with the whole phenomena. And, Febreze. Febreze. All right, moving on. Oscar Mayer. There we go. The Bologna Kings. Okay. It's Oscar, and the way I remember is Meyer. Nowadays, it's Mayer. So I can't even touch this baloney shit. I gotta move on. All right, Skechers. Here we go. Skechers with an S. less sketchy than most. People have been befuddled to see that there's no T in Skechers. Now, I'm not familiar with this one, but apparently people remember that it being spelled Sketchers. And now there's no T. It's just Skechers. Okay? All right, whatever. If that's what you remember, if that's what blows your mind, waking up and not having the correct sneaker on your foot, then fucking forget about it. You know, whatever. All right, here's one for the kiddies, right? Everybody knows fucking Fruit Loops. Okay? Everybody knows Fruit Loops. Kelly's been spelling Fruit Loops for years. So it's Fruitloops. That's how I remember it. Fruit Loops. Now these fuckers got two O's in fruit. F-R-O-O-T. F-R-O-O motherfucking T. No, I'm sorry. They're made out of different types of fruits. Okay? Lemon, orange, lime, grape, blueberry. It's Fruit Loops. Anyway, there's something a little fruity with that one, right? Mandela Effect. In effect. Moving on. All right, the next one here I'm not really familiar with, but apparently it has to do with King Henry VIII holding a turkey leg. Now, people remember this fat fuck holding a big, juicy, prime leg of turkey in a painting, right? But however, there is no known painting of this fucking corpulent motherfucker holding a turkey leg. None. So how do we remember that he was holding a turkey leg? Is it because he's fat? We have a preconceived notion of fat people eating turkey legs? I don't think so. So that's that's another one of those turkey leg Mandela Effect type of things. I remember this guy having a turkey leg. Apparently not. Moving on. Here's one for the kiddies. The Monopoly Man with his monocle. I remember him having that one monocle on his fucking forehead, covering that left eye of his, going around the Monopoly board. I remember it. Now, nope. No monocle. Never had one. Never needed one. Could see 20/20 out of both of those fucking beady eyes. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. People are saying that it might have been confused with the Planet Peanut guy. I know the difference between a fucking peanut and a human cartoon. Okay? It was not the fucking peanut. It was the Monopoly Man. Alright, moving on. Alright, here we go. Pikachu. Everybody know Pikachu? Pikachu's like that animated shit. Anime from China. You know, he got like lightning bolts coming out of his ass or whatever the fuck he's got going on. Well, apparently Pikachu, I remember these cartoons when I was younger. And I remember the Pikachu had the black at the end of its tail. It was he was all yellow and he had a black tip, right, on the end of his tail. Now he has no black tip, and they said there never was a black tip. How the fuck can you tell me there was no? He had black tips on the end of his ears. In an artist's mind, you would want to fucking bring all that drawing together and put another black tip at his tail. It just makes sense. It makes sense, right? But no, never had a black tip. It was just pure straight yellow, like a fucking piss color that it was throughout the rest of his body. All right, moving on. Here we go. This one is near and dear to my heart. Kit Kat, right? Kit Kat. Kit Kat, as I mentioned before, had a dash in the middle of the T and the K in the middle of the Kit and the Kat. How the fuck do you come up with just Kit Kat, a singular word, every syllable put together without the dash? I don't understand it. I remember vividly walking to the neighborhood 7-Eleven, buying Kit Kats with that fucking dash. Now there's no dash. Any of you guys remember the dash? I'm sure you do. You can see it in your head. It was Kit-Kat. Guess what? Never happened. Never was a Kit Kat with a dash. At least that's what they're trying to tell me. But I know otherwise. guys. I know better. Moving on. All right. The next one, I'm not super familiar with this, but it's Fruit of the Loom. They're saying that it had a cornucopia in the original, okay, before this Mandela Effect took effect. You know, the fruit was coming out of this big cornucopia gourd type of thing. In the new one, it's just Fruit of the Loom. Bunch of fruit hanging around, no bowl, no cornucopia, just out there in the wind. I don't know. What do you think? Moving on. All right, then. Cheez-Its. Okay? Cheez-Its. Anybody remember Cheez-Its? I never in my fucking life called it a Cheez-It. It's Cheez-Its. Cheese-itz. Nowadays, it's just cheese-it. Cheez-It. So I remember with the Z. How about you guys? You remember with the Z? I'm sure you do. When we were young, it was Cheez-Its. I'm going to get a box of Cheez-Its. Who the fuck says Cheez-Its if there's no Z at the end? You would sound like a retard, right? I'm going to Cheez-Its. It's like saying I'm going to Walmart's. No, you don't do that. There is no Walmart's, but there was a Cheez-Its. All right, moving on. All right, here we go. Oreo double stuff. So I remember, and I do remember this, double stuff spelt with S-T-U-F-F. Well, now, double stuff is just one F. I know. One F. You gotta give two fucks, right? Not just one. All right, moving on. All right, here we go. Mona Lisa smile. Okay, there's a lot of theories about this one, but a lot of people claim that she used to have a more obvious smile, right? Something that really just was more pronounced on her face. You know, maybe the corners upturned a little bit, giving like a smirk, like come hither, like fuck me now, Leonardo. You know, that type of thing. But in the new painting that we see, it's like a stoic, almost a stoic face. Like she don't give a fuck. Like, what? I really got to sit through this fucking painting with this asshole? So yeah, I don't know. I remember a little bit of smile, plus I remember the Mona Lisa smile, right? You wouldn't say the Mona Lisa stare, right? There wouldn't be songs off of that or any type of commentary. No, it's the Mona Lisa smile. Come on. Moving on. All right, here's another one. Now, this one I know, okay? This one I know. People remember that C-3PO had a silver leg, right? Back in the 70s. He had a silver leg because he was put together by parts. Now, I have an action figure of C-3PO that I was just looking at the other day, and it came with a silver leg. It came with a silver leg. It was, you know, he was all gold with a silver leg. And that's kind of like what I remember. I remember him being pieced together and had like a fuck off color leg, you know, but people swear that he was all gold. He was all gold, you know, but I remember the silver leg. Anyway, moving on. Okay. Here we go with the Flintstones. Okay. People remember the Flintstones. F-L-I-N-S-T-O-N-E-S. The Flintstones. Nowadays, it's called Flintstones. You know, like you're fucking starting a fire. The Flintstones. F-L-I-N-T-S-T-O-N-E-S. Now, we pronounced it Flintstones. Flintstones. I don't know. I don't remember it either way, honestly. All I know is fucking Fred was fat. Bonnie was a retard, right? With a hot wife. That's all I remember. All right, moving on. All right, so I'm going to leave it off with this one. I think this will be the last one I'm going to do. And it's probably the more of the controversial ones. Forrest Gump, okay? Everybody in their mother's fucking creation saw this movie. Everybody. You can't tell me you didn't. If you didn't, you're a fucking idiot. Anyway, life is like a box of chocolates. That's what I remember. Life is like a box of chocolates. How the fuck do you come up with life was like a box of chocolates? No, life is like a box of chocolates. Everybody knows that. Everybody's repeated that saying. Even in the award ceremony for the Academy Awards, they said life is like a box of fucking chocolates. Not life was like. Okay? Alright, so these are just, believe it or don't believe it, I'm telling you there's something a little bit off with a lot of these things that are going on in this world. You believe what you believe, okay? I think the Mandela Effect has some credence. I think there's something going on, like these fucking baddie UFOs out there. You can't tell me there's nobody out there. And I just think there's something going on. I hope you enjoyed the show. This is Donnie Fumage talking to you again about the Mandela Effect, and stay tuned for my next episode. All right. God bless.